UK Telecoms Decoded series Virgin Media O2, Britain's Convergence champion, and what comes next.
In 2021, two of Britain's most recognizable brands came together in one of the most significant deals in UK telecoms history. Virgin Media, the cable and broadband giant, O2, the mobile operator that turned customer loyalty into a cultural movement. Together they created Virgin Media O2, a joint venture valued at $38 billion, serving 46 million connections across fixed and mobile. Built on the promise that convergence, the combination of fixed broadband and mobile under one roof, was the future of UK telecoms. 5 years on, that promise is being tested, the revenues are under pressure, the market is more competitive than ever, and the question being asked in boardrooms and investor meetings alike is, can VMO2 execute its way to the growth it promised? Let's apply the framework and find out. Parameter 1. Market position and financial health. Virgin Media O2 is the UK's largest telecoms provider by customer connections, with 46.4 million mobile connections. This includes the O2 network, including O2, giffgaff, Sky Mobile, Tesco Mobile, and a significant wholesale and IoT base. On fixed, it serves 5.5 million consumer customers across its cable and growing fiber network, now extending to almost 9 million premises. But the financial picture in 2026 is genuinely challenging. Total service revenue for Q1 2026 was $2.08 billion, a 3% year-on-year decline. And VMO2's full year 2026 guidance is a revenue decline of 3 to 5%, alongside a similar EBITDA decline after recent divestitures. To put that in context, this is a $38 billion business guiding for revenue contraction while simultaneously investing over $2 billion in infrastructure. That tension between heavy investment and falling revenue is the defining financial story of VMO2 in 2026, and how it resolves will determine the company's standing for the rest of the decade. Parameter 2. Leadership vision. VMO2 is led by CEO Lutz Schüler. His vision for 2026 is clear: navigate a turbulent market while future-proofing the network. He aims to lay the foundations for long-term customer trust, profitability, and cash generation during this landscape transformation. What's notable is the long-termism in the language. He is not promising a quick turnaround, but a platform built for a stronger future. That is the right message, but it requires parent companies Liberty Global and Telefonica to remain patient through financial pressure. In March 2026, VMO2 strengthened its team with CFO David Melcon, bringing a record of disciplined transformation and doubling market value. Schüler called out AI-driven transformation and customer focus. This signals that financial and digital strategies are now aligned at the top. Parameter 3. Business strategy. VMO2's strategy operates across three clear pillars: consumer, B2B, and wholesale. In consumer, the convergence play remains the central bet. The Volt proposition is the product the entire joint venture was built to create. Customers who take both services have significantly lower churn and higher lifetime value. It's about migrating single product customers. The strategy is to use the combined network assets to offer a product that pure play mobile or broadband operators simply cannot match. In B2B, VMO2 is rebuilding after the Daisy transaction, effectively outsourcing part of its enterprise commercial operation. Whether that proves to be a smart simplification or a loss of strategic control is a question the market is watching carefully. In network, VMO2 has claimed the UK's largest 5G standalone footprint, now live in hundreds of towns and villages. Its satellite connectivity service, O2 Satellite, became a European first when it launched in 2026, extending coverage further. And it is expanding its fiber footprint aggressively, investing over $500 million in Q1 2026 alone on network infrastructure. Parameter 4. Growth formula. VMO2's growth formula for the next 3 to 5 years rests on three commercial levers. First, convergence penetration, growing the proportion of customers on bundled products. Every Volt customer represents materially higher revenue. Second, wholesale expansion, hosting MVNOs like Sky Mobile and Tesco Mobile on the O2 network generates high-margin revenue. The wholesale contract base grew by 300,000 connections year-on-year in Q1 2026, showing genuine commercial strength. Third, 5G standalone monetization. VMO2 is now building the enterprise use cases, like network slicing, that justify premium pricing. But translating network leadership into premium contract wins takes time, and VMO2 is still in the early stages of that journey. Parameter 5. The honest challenge. The honest picture for VMO2 in 2026 is a business with exceptional assets and a difficult middle chapter. The convergence thesis is sound, but delivering it requires persuading millions of customers to change behavior in a hyper-competitive market. The ownership structure adds complexity. VMO2 is a joint venture between Liberty Global and Telefonica. each with their own global pressures. The capital allocation decisions are not made purely on UK logic, they are made within a global portfolio context, shaping investment capacity. And the revenue contraction in 2026 is uncomfortable for a growth story. Rebuilding that narrative is the central leadership challenge. Here's the one insight I want you to carry from this analysis. VMO2 has the right strategy. Convergence is the right bet. 5G standalone leadership is the right network position. The wholesale model is genuinely strong, but execution at scale is hard. Competing against three well-resourced rivals while managing revenue pressure and a complex ownership structure. That is the challenge. This is a business to watch very closely over the next 18 months. Next week, Vodafone UK, transformed by the most significant merger. We'll look at what its first year of integration reality has actually looked like. Join us as we decode the new Vodafone. What is your experience of Virgin Media O2 as a customer, a partner, or a competitor? Drop it in the comments. See you next week.